Today I'm going to talk about a controversial subject, that is the death penalty. Today I want to convince you in my persuasive speech that the death penalty is ineffective and that we'd be better off abolishing it. But before I convince you why, I want to talk about the Eighth Amendment of our Constitution. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. That way, now we are on the same page on what the Constitution might have to say about capital punishments. The first point I want to make is the cost. Most defenders of capital punishment will say that if we execute someone, we don't have to spend another few decades funding them so that they can sustain life and live in a cell. However, due to an article of Business Insider by Mr. Benz, it would, on average, it costs the taxpayers $1.15 million more to sentence someone to death as it does to sentence them to life. This is mostly because of the appeals process that it takes so we can execute someone. The next point I want to tackle is deterrence. Proponents say capital punishment deters crime, especially violent ones. If people see other people dying as a result, they are less inclined to commit a violent crime. However, the Death Penalty Information Center disputes that. Evidence shows that murder rates are lower with states without death penalty, and removing it has no effect on crime. So, in other words, we're just executing people based on little evidence. The next point I want to make is tackles innocence. And this is a real thing to worry about because capital punishment runs the risk of executing innocent people. If you execute someone and they're later found out innocent, you cannot reverse that. If you send someone to life and they're found innocent, at least you can release them. Now, some might say, how many people are innocent and on death row? Well, the Death Penalty Information Center says for the last 40 years, 160 people on death row have been exonerated, about 1 to 3 per year. And the next one I want to do is an appeal, or an ethos. Death penalty is revenge, plain and simple. Not only does it violate the Eighth Amendment, but what does it do that a life sentence cannot? The person is in prison, they are isolated from society, and they are in no position to harm someone. We were taught from an early age to never seek revenge. When you execute someone, does that bring back the loved one? Does that bring back innocence of a person who was raped? Now proponents of the death penalty have some evil person who's raped, murdered, or maimed people, and maybe that they deserve to die. My counter argument is with a notorious criminal. If any of you remember 2013 in April, the Boston Marathon experienced a bombing that killed 3 people and maimed hundreds more. They were perpetrated by the 2 brothers, Johar and Tamerlan Tsarnaev. Tamerlan died in the shootout, but Johar was captured, and now he is sitting on death row. I will not advocate to execute this guy. He's in prison. He's been demonized by everybody else. Killing him is not going to bring back those joggers, the people who died. It's not going to bring back the limbs that were lost in the Boston Marathon. And if we execute him, not only will it not deter other terrorists like him, but it will fit into their narrative because he will be martyrized, which is what they want from us. So I cannot ethically defend capital punishment. In conclusion, I hope I convinced you why the death penalty is immoral. It doesn't stop crime, it doesn't cost less. Innocent people are likely to be killed if they haven't already, and it won't bring back the people who were maimed or murdered. Thank you for your time.